What is up? Welcome into Driving the Nightline. My name is Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today. Big Mosh, how we doing, brother?
We're doing good. We didn't hit our player prop, but we did smash that over A's 4.5. So feeling good. Got a nice little slate later for today. I love the fact that you guys think that I have 12 picks on 3 games. That's confidence right there. Let's get to it.
Well, okay. So number one, first, Sid, what Mosh was talking about. Good pick on the Athletics today. Cashed it. Well done, brother. Tina said, good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Tina, good to see you. How are you? Let's see. Lil Al, moving on to Texas. Can anyone recommend a good and fair wagering site? I've been burned before. Yeah, if anybody has any good ideas for someone that's in a state like Texas that is not, yeah, y'all get what we're saying. Drop some of those sites there in the chat if you got any that you trust. Yes. Okay. So Tony, we were talking before we went on air. Right, we saw this comment, started laughing. 3 games left, so Mosh over under 12 picks. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I hope you bet the under on that one. Mosh, go ahead, get us started. What do you got, bro?
Yeah, as much as I'm flattered, I had I think 5 picks over 4 games. I could have gone more, but I decided to play a little conservative, as I've been trying to do a little bit lately. But yeah, let's get to it. I lang all 3 pitching matchups today, which is really where this is all coming from. First up, we got the Mariners. I like the run line here. You got Logan Gilbert. He has a 2.27 ERA at home. His metrics are fantastic. Barrel rate 7.5, hard hit rate 32.5, 33% strikeout rate last month. I don't think the White Sox are going to know what hit him. I don't think the White Sox knew what hit him this entire series. But let's roll. Smith has not been good this half of the season. In the last month, he has a 6.94 ERA with a 10% barrel rate. Just don't see it. Roll with the Mariners. Next up, we got the Pirates with Paul Skeens. Now, this is kind of, and again, this is a world where nothing is risk-free. But in a world where nothing is risk-free, this is as risk-free as you can get. I like the Pirates' first inning money line at -170. Paul Skeens has not allowed a run in the first inning yet this year. Just going to let that sit for a second. He has not let up a run in the first inning all year. And the Pirates in the last 2 weeks are rated first in run creation. That alone makes this a fantastic value here. Brady Singer has been pitching well. He just came off a great start, but he does have a 4.50 ERA in the first inning. And on the road in the first inning, it balloons to 9.00. Reds ranked 23rd at home in the first in run creation. Give me the Pirates. I also love the under in the total if you're not willing to pay that juice, but give me the Pirates in the first inning money line. Screw the juice. Last but not least, we got the Marlins at the Braves. I think we just have to take the Marlins as a real team at this point. Marlins money line -122. Yuri Perez has been pitching like an ace. Last month, he had a 1.29 ERA. With an under 5% barrel rate and a 35% hard hit rate, almost a 30% strikeout rate. Sorry for giving you a bunch of numbers. The fact of the matter is this guy is pitching like an ace. And until we see otherwise, we just got to back them. Marlins bullpen has been fantastic. Braves bullpen has been atrocious. Give me the Marlins on the money line. Honestly, I think this should have been a run line play if I were the books. Let's hit him.
Let's hit him indeed. All right, now, let's go back to that Pirates game. You know what? I absolutely agree with everything that you just said. And here's the thing. I'm going to take it to the next step. I'm telling you, your mindset is the exact same as mine. And let me explain. Number one, the Pirates are scoring runs. So I like that as, kind of a check mark, right, on the good side there. So I think that the Pirates get after it now. Number two, yeah, Skeens hasn't given one up all year.
I don't know if he's giving up a run in the first 2 innings. Now, don't quote me on that, but
I know. That's what I'm saying. And here's the thing. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen soon. This is just a gut. I'm going to fade it a little bit today. Might do it again next week. Just a gut feeling. And I love Paul Skeens.
It is a hard streak. Not giving up a run in
It's an
5 months
streak.
of baseball.
Yes, thank you. Like, dude, that's what I'm going off of right there. It's just going to happen.
So, to be fair, you're right. But I'm also right and just keep rolling until we lose.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're both excellent bets.
Yeah.
Like, you can have the best of both worlds.
I wonder what it is parlayed.
I don't know. Check it out. Like, it's the best of both worlds. You could play it both ways.
Yeah. Right. Honestly, I like the first 3 and first 5 under, and I can see both bullpens kind of getting into trouble a little bit.
Yeah.
That's another way to play it. It's gonna be a fun game. Like I'm gonna enjoy watching it. These small slates, they've been treating us to all day baseball. I like how they split it up. You know, like sometimes they'll give us 12 games all at 6:40, and you're like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this?
Well, let me say this: what you're seeing today is the same thing you saw last week on Thursday. Yep. When Daddy shows up, the NFL, you get the hell out of the way because your viewership is gone.
I just appreciate being able to get 8 hours of sleep at night because it doesn't take me 4 hours to go through all the games or longer.
I don't know how you guys on the East Coast watch sports. Everything starts at like 9 o'clock.
It's rough. I'm actually an early to bed, early riser naturally, and I had to switch my entire.
It's not easy
to start watching. Yeah,
it's not. It sounds dumb, but it's not. Like I mean, every time zone in America could say positive and a negative, right? But
I'd like to be in California where you wake up on a Sunday morning watching football, ready to go. Like, I don't like having to wait until midday for the first games to start.
Do it during March Madness. Games start at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Yes, they do. That's a fun. I can't wait for. I mean, like I know we just kind of passed it. I can't wait for the next March Madness.
It's the best. March Madness is the best.
I think I had the most fun this past year than I've had in my entire life. Just understanding more about the stats and teams and players. I was never much of a college basketball guy, but this year, it's fun.
The best part about March Madness is that you get to actually live it twice because, filling out your bracket is one area, but then betting it is completely different. You know what I mean? Like it's completely different game, because your bracket is essentially you're choosing all money lines. Randall Mims. AB doesn't ever sleep, so he sees it all. Unfortunately, that is rather accurate. However, let me just tell you, this man is the king. This man's a machine. He doesn't get tired. He doesn't wear down. I don't know how he does it. You want to talk about alligator blood? It's Randall Mims. I've seen him replace bones on this man. He just got his ass up, went to work. Tough dude. All right, home runs, man. Home runs. Now, we got.
I can't believe the person who I like is not on this list. I thought for sure you would have him.
Who's that?
Give me Stowers. He's due.
Stowers?
Yeah. I would have taken Nick Kurtz, although he clearly didn't hit in this last game. But yeah, give me Stowers. I think he's either going to rebound nicely from this little slump that he's having after an incredible month, or he's going to continue to slide and he's not even going to make Rookie of the Year. But I think he rebounds. I think we've seen enough out of him where I think you can kind of rely on that bat.
Yeah.
A little bit. His barrel rates are good. His contact's good. He's in a good spot. I like him.
Yeah. All right. There we go. I'm going Raleigh, man.
Yeah, hard to argue there.
Yeah, I know. But for a day where you have 4 games, right? Like the names were better than I thought. Like, at night, and Randall was making the joke in the chat. He said, living together, we go to bed at 3 a.m. and up at 7 a.m. and AB's in the same spot working. If you heard the door open, Randall would be quiet. But if the bulldog woke up, if Harley got up and you started hearing those claws hit the ground trying to find traction, you're like, oh, damn, we done woke the house up. Harley come barreling out. I love it, man. Yeah, like I like Raleigh here, man.
I think the Mariners smash tonight. I mean, that's an easy statement. They've been smashing all series after, I think they were rated 27th in the last 2 weeks, just a few days ago before the White Sox series. Yeah. And they've jumped. I can't check my metrics because I messed my code up this morning. But I'm pretty sure that they're ranking around 22nd right now, which doesn't sound impressive. But that jump in 3 days or 2 days is very impressive.
Oh, yeah. It definitely is. Look, Todd is talking your language, man. He's speaking it here. NFL games start at 9 a.m. here in Alaska.
Like, hell yeah. And then they finish at a reasonable time at like 10 or 11 p.m., right? Yeah. Like, what time, Todd, what time does the games end at the end of the day? Because, like, in the East Coast, you're dealing with, 12, 1 in the morning sometimes, depending on what time it starts. Like, it's brutal.
Yeah, and you also have to have coordination. Look, I remember, I don't know what it was, but it was a couple of years ago. Me and Randall were trying to find a bar in Nashville. It was like a Sunday morning at like 8:30 in the morning. Maybe it was a Titans game. I don't know what it was. Like a London game or something. But not a lot of, like, bars have to be on top of it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. They were just like not thinking about it. We were like going to spots like, oh, okay, we actually might think about this. Yeah.
When I was,
but it's awesome. God. Like, day drinking is the best. Yeah, go ahead. What?
No, I just saw Sunday Night Football is over at 9 p.m. in Arizona by Matt.
Dude, what is it over in East Coast? 1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Central's not far, like, we ain't far behind you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are nights, I mean, for a decade, where my colleagues that would be East Coast or even further, I'm like, I don't know how the hell you do this. Because you've got to be up till 2, 3, especially if you're writing. Like, if you're in the newspaper business, if you're a beat reporter, say Titans and Cardinals play, Sunday Night Football. I mean, yeah. Central, that game is over at 12:30, but you've got press conferences that are going to go till 1:30. Then you've got to write. Then you've got to get an article up, not only for that night, but for the next morning too.
I'm not saying that I'm a beat reporter that has the same level of responsibilities, but I get my article out every single night, and it is extremely hard, especially when you're watching the games that you're betting on and also trying to write for the next day and have that not influence. Like, you don't have all the stats in front of you. You don't have the lineups. All you have is feel, team stats, pitcher stats. All that's great, but how you did the day before has a big impact on how you do the next day, and then having to change on the fly or waiting for a certain game to end because you see it either way. It's really tough. I end up writing many, many days, finishing at like 12 a.m. on a good day, 1 a.m. on an average day, and 3 a.m. on a probably about average.
You know what I would teach the guys and girls? Pre-writes are your friends. Beginning and the end. There's only 2 ways it's going to go. Positive, negative. You knock those out while you're killing time. Plug and play, baby.
Well, that's what I try to do with directions of the team. That's why I try to get so many stats from the last week, last 2 weeks, last month, so I can see the direction of the team, and then I can make on-the-fly changes. And anyone who's reading my premium articles, and you'll see that I have plays, and then you'll see the play not on the next day's article, my main articles, where I actually release all the plays officially. That's because something during the game or at night changed my mind. For instance, last night I wrote up that I was going to take the Athletics team total at a half a unit. This morning I put it at a full unit. I watched the game, and I'm like, they're not going to do that again. I don't think the Nationals are going to be able to hold them down. did a little bit more research, and you see it and you move along and you change on the fly. If I had, for instance, like the Mariners completely crash and burn, wouldn't be so excited to bet them today.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's fun though. I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's a lot.
I just like to complain too.
No. Trust me, bro. I've been in this game for damn decade. It is it's not easy. It's a lot of time, dude. Like football season, there are 2 seasons in the sports media game. There's football season and there's the off season. Like football season is its own animal.
Yeah, I really got to get started on my football analytics.
Yeah.
Boy,
ESPN covered up that Shannon Sharp news quick, didn't they? They had that one, dude. They had that one double chambered in the shotgun. They said, we'll hit you with WWE and then hit you. We're going to buy the NFL Network. Nobody's talking about Shannon Sharp. And his money went into that. But they had that plan for a while.
How hard would it be to get ESPN to notice you? Like, you got ground support. I think you got enough ground support that they would be interested in taking you on.
Bro, what you have to understand, and I'm not saying you, I'm just saying like in general. Yeah. ESPN is the ultimate company that lives in the moment. They like that. It's uncanny that ESPN actually functions very similar to the stories of Vince McMahon. I'm not talking about the bad stuff. I'm just talking about like it is a constant 24/7. Like there's always one of your bosses up. You see what I'm saying? And everyone is under unbelievably tense timing. Like they will squeeze every bit of juice out of you. And when they don't need you, they're done with you, right? So you got to look at it that way. And you got to understand, look, I might not be like my contract might be 2 years and it's guaranteed as long as I don't do something stupid and get fired for cause, right?
But fired for cause could include a lot of things.
Well, it can, but it can't. It's a very publicly traded company. So like they got money and they'll pay that contract out. Like that's another thing too. They could hire you, put you on a 2-year guaranteed deal, $125,000 a year, right? Content creator. We'll figure it out as we go, right? Just bring your audience. That's what ESPN buys, are audiences. That you've noticed that over the last 20 years, ESPN can't create a podcast. They've had to go buy their podcasts, right? That's why they leave. So ESPN, but they got money though, and they've got money to operate like that, and that's how they do it. Jimmy Pitaro came from Rivals. I don't know Jimmy Pitaro, but I understand like how he gets down, and it's very like we're in the moment, right? But anyways, so with ESPN, you've just got to know what kind of horse you are. We've talked about it. Mm-hmm. Are you a workhorse? Are you a show horse? Are you a money horse? And all 3 are equally fine, right? One's not better than the other. You just have to know what they need at the moment. Sometimes ESPN needs grinders. That's how Stephen A. Smith has built himself. Whether you like or hate him, the dude works. And he's the only homegrown talent that they've actually had that like got through. I'm telling you.
Yeah, my
uncle Pat McAfee. That's what I'm saying. They can't create. They try to create and they can't do it because everyone is under so much intense pressure. It would be like starting a storyline in WWE and you nix it every week. You're not going to get anywhere. Like no one's had time to get over. Like you haven't even tested it. You know what I mean? Like that's how ESPN is. And you never know. Like it is. Talk to anybody who's worked at ESPN.
Yeah, my uncle worked there for a while. He did not have positive experience.
No one does.
But I would still take a 2-year guaranteed contract and then be able to kind of like that's a nice what's it called? Runway.
Oh, let me tell you. what I'm saying is that you have to understand what, like, if your goal was to get to ESPN, you have to understand at the time what they want. Pat McAfee hit at the perfect time and got paid out the ass, guaranteed money, and keeps his product. That's the thing. Don't let them keep your product. You can rent this product. You don't own this product. Have you noticed who's doing that? Have you noticed who's building a platform largely currently on YouTube on his own as we speak? Stephen A. Smith. You notice that? Watch it.
Not a huge fan, but I'll check it out.
Oh, I'm not saying you have to be a fan. I'm saying just watch it.
I respect hustle and business.
Well, not even that. Not even that. Stephen A. will tell you where ESPN is going because he knows. He's in those meetings. He's that high level. He's their guy.
He better be with all that cash.
Well, what I'm saying is that part's irrelevant. What I'm saying is, if you want to know what ESPN's doing, listen and watch Stephen A. Smith. Just pay attention. He'll leak it out without even knowing that he's doing it. That's how we were ahead of the Shannon Sharp deal, because he kept saying it, but he kept saying it low key. But if you just listen, he'll tell you, and then bam, that week, you know what I mean? Because he knows, and he's protected. And again, I'm not saying that as a positive or a negative. That part's irrelevant.
Yeah. I get
ESPN is just such a wild place. It's such a wild place. And it's crazy for, a company that is so large and has such a huge backing in Disney and spends the money, and they can't really develop their own guys. They don't even really develop their own shows anymore. Like, they all try, like they find something that works and they copy it a bunch until you're done with it. That's what PTI and Around the Horn, and they kept going. It was kind of the same thing. Right?
Well, I mean, if you got Around the Horn, you go for 20 years. I call that a win.
Oh, it's amazing. That's why I say Tony Reale led a show for 20 years. Like, do you know how hard that is in life, in anything?
Yeah.
Because the model
That's been
works.
tough for a year and a half writing these articles, or 2 years writing these articles every day.
They did it every day.
10 years, 20 years. And that's a show, that's a production, that's high-level people. That's a multi-million-dollar industry right there that you're running.
Oh, and here's the other thing too. Let me tell you and I can tell you this from 1,000% experience. You know what the most dangerous thing with creativity and creating shows and all this stuff are suits behind the scenes. You can have the greatest idea in the world, and somebody that you've never met can come through and wreck it. Like that. Because they want something else. And now you've already hired all the people, you've done all the back, all of it. With what was a great idea. And now it's terrible. That happens in a lot. I mean, that happens in life, right? But that's why, if something fails, I'm like, man, don't go to blame the dudes on the show, on the front yet, man. Who knows what might have. That's why Colin Cowherd built his own network, The Volume. He was smart. Because all these companies, they can't do it on their own. But they have the money to go buy it because they have to. You know what I'm saying? There's no, they're just not going to not have programming.
Right.
And it's so important to everything, to so many people that wheel keeps moving. It has to keep moving. And think about this too. These networks, they're going through a massive change with the late night show model. Basically is dead. That's a model that's been going for 75 years. And all of them at the same time are figuring out none of this works and no one has the answer.
We have the answer. Put us on air.
Put us on NBC.
Anything. Give us a bone.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
Nick,
no, man, like it's real. Like, and here's the thing. It'd be one thing if you just needed to create another like late night talk show. Dude, those things are cookie cutter in nature. I'm not saying it's easy. It's very much not. I'm saying just the model of it. You've got to find the host, the guy that's with the host, and then the theme. And then we could go from there. Now, I need very talented people. Like again, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying that like you could replicate that quick and try again. I'm saying the model is done. So now you've got a 3-hour chunk that used to make you guaranteed money like the grass is growing. And you didn't have to touch it, think about it, nothing. And now all of you at the same time have the same problem. And no one has an answer because it can be anything but that. You know what I'm saying? You could try anything in the world, but it can't be a late night show. People are done with it. Too political. Bibbo, you're right. That's why we don't talk that shit on here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fascinated with that. Like, I didn't mean to go on that tangent. Like, I love the fascinating world of behind television because it's insanity. It's a land of crazy. It's a land of normal people. They get put in a world that doesn't exist. Does that make sense?
That's kind of what I do for a living. I build code that doesn't exist. Ideas, things, code, it's all made up. We work in a made up world.
It's wild. Like, you know, look at a show that, you know, absolutely worked for 20 years. They had to sit, every day. Like, you got to create another show and another show and another show and another show and another show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, granted, that's why you make the process easy to replicate. I'm not saying the content, I'm not saying the work.
No, but the flow. It's just like any TV show that you see. There's a clearly made formula that you can follow. And again, like you said, you still need talent, you still need writers, you still need all the things that will make the show great, but you have a formula. You have a beginning, a middle, and an end, usually a twist near the end.
Yeah.
It's always the same. I could, for the most part, pretty confidently guess what's going to happen in any given TV show or movie. Every time.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just this. It's the same crap regurgitated over and over again.
It's also how many stories can you tell?
About 12, or is it 13? How many came
what
from?
I'm saying, look, wrestling goes through it. There's only so many finishes. There's also only so many good guy, bad guy storylines. You know, you look at like Marvel comics.
Yeah.
Like those things that have lasted for 100 years. It's so difficult to create content out of nowhere.
Well, that's why they reboot it. Every 10 to 20 years, they'll reboot the DC and Marvel universes. Oh, I don't know about Marvel. I'm much more of a DC guy. But they'll just reboot it. They did well,
you could package nostalgia for one group and introduce it to the next. Like,
yeah. 100%. Yeah. New 52 just came out. Rebirth. They just keep rebooting the universe and saying, like, we're going to bring these elements that worked. We're going to throw out the elements that don't. We're going to hire new writers to give them all new spins, update it for a new generation. I've seen it 3 times just in my semi-adult life.
That's what it is. Hey, replicate. It's a replicated process. I'm telling you, like, that's the world, man. If you can get yourself in a replicated process, right, and it works, dude. And talking about Pat McAfee, he hit at the right time for ESPN. They needed a big splash, and he was on fire, and rightfully so. You're like, whether someone likes or hates Pat McAfee, again, irrelevant. Like, in terms of, you're good either way, right? But for that moment, I mean, he smashed. And then turns out like to WWE as well, and owns his property. That's the biggest thing. Now, he won't own anything outside of WWE because they, it's him. He'll own his name. He didn't give that, those rights out. But, again, those are residuals for life.
Well, also the power that you get from being on a show like that. For them, maybe it's not such a big deal. If it was for me or you, less you, more me.
No, it's a whole new, brand new audience. And that's what ESPN love. Is that, that's what they buy. That's what they buy. You know what I'm saying? And look, we could talk about the politics of ESPN, and we could go all day on that. We won't, but that's a whole other animal. But that's the one thing about ESPN is that they're not afraid to spend money to go get what they want. And again, whether someone likes Stephen A. Smith or doesn't, what you can't take away is even if you say you're like, man, that dude's everywhere, it's too much. He works because that he's their guy, man. Like ESPN has a tough time developing their own homegrown talent. That kind of what we talk about. Like if they were a free agency team, like they would be like the Yankees, Red Sox. Like not saying that those teams can't develop. I'm just saying that they would be buyers. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, give me another pick. What do you got?
Oh, wow. I think this might be the one time. We can take a look at my sheet. I actually left it out.
You have no pick.
We can make one. Let's go see what we got on my write-up here. I do like Nick Kurtz. We just went through that game. Julio Rodriguez is a good look for a hit. I like him. The model ranks him at a grade C, which isn't bad. He's hitting .333, 1 home run in 3 plate appearances against Shane Smith. Shane Smith's been absolutely abysmal the last few weeks. Julio Rodriguez is hitting .254 with 6 home runs in the last 2 weeks as well. I think he's a great look, honestly. I would maybe parlay him with a 1 hit to, let's see who else the model links here. I really like going to that Miami game. I really don't trust who's starting there. Was it? I don't trust anyone on the Braves, really. But I like the Marlins hitters today. Let's pair him with Kyle Stowers. Just get him a hit each. I like that. Let's do that at a half a unit each. A half a unit. Combine them. I'm going to assume that the juice is probably around minus 105, 110. Nothing too crazy.
On the parlay?
Yeah. If someone can do that, let us know. I'll bet it after. Don't want to spend the next 10 minutes trying to figure out what site gets me the best odds. It's usually Bet365, by the way, if you guys are wondering who has the best hits, runs, RBIs.
They're pretty good.
First of all, they're always the first at night. When I'm looking, usually starting around 10 p.m. on the player props after I go through my first round on the game sides, game over unders and sides. 10 p.m. they usually have most of the games the next day set up. And they're usually about a 5 to 15 cent discount than what they will be the next day.
Sorry, the stretch.
How dare you, AB?
I know. Scott asks, is there a golf video? There is, my friend. In your feeds, baby. Got a youtube.com/driving the line. Go check it out. All right. Anything further, my friend, before we get out of here?
Bibbo, can you go to that last first of all, I got a shout out. He has an insane comic collection that he wrote out in the chat. That's really fun. He's been collecting for over 50 years. But this was an interesting.
Here, let me read it. Yeah. All right. Moshe, can you find out the percentage of baseball games where one team beats the other by more than, say, 4.5 runs? I ask after taking the Blue Jays -4.5 instead of the run line -1.5 the last 2 days.
So this is something that I've been playing around with, and I haven't been able to pull the trigger. Should have pulled the trigger like Bibbo did on the Blue Jays side, where we like ladders, right? We'll play strikeout ladders. We'll play hits, runs, RBIs. That's essentially when you take over 1.5 or 2.5. That's essentially a ladder. So we'll take ladders on player props, but we haven't really gotten to the level where we're playing ladders on full games or run lines. And I think we should be. I think Bibbo's spot on here. I keep forgetting about it, but this is something that I am actively looking for, because when you smash a game, right? Let's say like the Blue Jays, right? They scored 20, it was like 20-1 or something like that. You should be able to cash that more than just a game where they win 2-1.
Yeah. Sam, maybe we got to link up. We do. I promise. I'm getting at you. I promise, man. I promise. On this, I like it because you know what we've been doing essentially the last couple of weeks? Dude is playing whack-a-mole. And what I mean by that is every weekend we seem to have one series that's going crazy, right? One team is hitting the bricks out of it, right? And the other team is just backs against the wall getting sprayed. So what I mean by that is, you know, you have 2 series in a week. The way to do, and again, Moshe, you are the series guy, not me, but just seeing this in my head, I start thinking of, okay, what's the process? Well, the process is going to be, we need to start looking at these series, one series ahead, and mapping out and finding early where, like, where does everything align? And then there are going to be weekends where it doesn't. But
yep. Yeah.
Right
But like,
now,
let's
it's
get
happening
anywhere with the Rockies, right? You have
it's happening every weekend.
You know that this team has terrible pitching and this team has awesome offense.
Yep.
And by the way, I would also, on this conversation, I wouldn't necessarily go with the run line. I would go with the run line up to about 3 or 4, and then I would switch to the team total.
I was just about to ask, like, what's the line of where you just say, all right, you know, if I'm playing -4 now, again, you're going to be playing it for the odds, you know, or do you play both and split them up, almost like, you know, splitting a pair blackjack? You know,
I don't
like they
know.
cut now you're creating 2 different, you know.
I would say
here. Yeah,
like what you just said, I would go with where the odds start changing. So if let's say the team total is 4.5, I would go up to 4.5 on the run line, maybe 5.5, and then I would switch to the team total. Because if you're getting over 5.5, 6.5 on the team total, you're looking at probably 150, 250 juice going up. And at that point, you're just rooting for runs. You don't care what the run line is, right? Because if a team scores 10, the other team scores 7, and you hit a quarter of your ladder, it's not worth it. You should be able to get rewarded based on just the total offense. Same thought on betting a team that's down in the late innings, 7th inning, 8th inning. Don't bet the team that you think is, you know, the underdog. Just bet the total over. That way you cash if anyone scores.
I like that. I like paths that have either multiple cuts or we got some insurance behind us. You know?
Yeah, this is we should run with this. Also, if we can ever find me the time to have a show where we preview series, I would love to do that. Go through one by one. I could do my automated reports, no problem. Get the starting pitchers, who's projected, how the teams are doing. I think that would be a great show. We should write down a list of all the shows that we can do with all the cappers that we have, and just say, like, we could make day-to-day programming for 12 hours if we needed to, right? And
agreed.
And that's like what you can go to like Roku or ESPN or whoever and be like, listen, like, I know we only have an hour in the morning and possibly an hour in the afternoon right now, but we have golf here, we have football there, we have programming for you. That's phenomenal. Like, I would love to listen to some of these guys on air, you know?
Yeah, look. Yeah, I agree. You know what the gold is? I'm going to go ahead and give out the secret. So look, this it's not even a secret, but like when we were building CBS Sports HQ, I was telling them the more that you mirror what ESPN News used to be, you will win this war of a new generation of how they view and consume. Right? I was like, we don't need anybody with takes outside of sports. Make it fun. Absolutely. That's what you want to do, and do it all in-house. Right? But that ESPN News model was the jam, because you could turn that on all day. It was good. If I sat here and did a live stream for 12 hours, right? And I had something on the screen, creating that is safe. It's good. Not going to get in trouble for playing anything because it's just short enough. There's nothing crazy that's going to pop up, and it's updating throughout the day. It builds itself. That's the model. But then you got to do it with a community. That's where Pat McAfee. I'm telling you, I'll give you another name, whether you like or hate him, is Dave Portnoy at Barstool. You could hate Dave Portnoy all you want. You're not going to stop that. But that Barstool army of what he's built, numbers dictate everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he'll do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Yeah. Well,
again, I'm not saying like him or hate him. That irrelevant. Like, I'm just saying.
No, it's the work. It's the consistency, and you got to respect people who work and are able to have the talent to make it work.
Yeah,
you just do. And you know what? I'm sure at some point their media personalities became more than just their real personalities. Like right now, I have no media personality. This is all me. But if I were to 5-10 years, I'm sure it would change. Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Can I give you a piece of advice on that?
Yeah.
The biggest problem that people have in media, like, don't get me wrong, you cannot drill that answer down to one thing. But for the most part, this is just from experience and people I've worked with, mistakes that I've made. Use the time where people might not know who you are on a large scale to get those mistakes out. Right? And if you haven't made any, you'll know what I'm talking about. And everybody's gone through it. Could be different things, right? You might venture into some waters that are a little too deep for your ass, you know? But always be honest, transparent, all that. But the biggest problem is when you are somebody that's very, like, you go viral quick. The Hawk Tua girl is a perfect example. She was not ready to be known by so many people. It got old.
Yeah, you have this with every single pop star from Disney to whatever. You have, yes, 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
The board, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is that don't be in a rush to get famous. Like,
hey, I wouldn't say no, but yeah, I hear you.
no, but that's the weird world that you live in, is that your business is built on you promoting yourself to kind of make yourself famous.
Yep.
Even when you hate it, like that, you have to carnival bark, like welcome to life. Businesses have to do it. That's why you have advertising, like all of it, right? And let me tell you, if Coca-Cola has to spend millions a year on commercials, everybody else does too. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why it works, right? But don't try to get famous too fast, because the people that get in trouble are the ones who aren't ready for it. Where everybody knows, especially in that heat moment. Like, if you go viral out of nowhere, like mega viral,
Yep. It's pressure. It's what we were talking about yesterday.
Oh.
Not to bring that conversation up again.
Like there are things to learn about just speaking to the public as a whole. There are things of knowing what the hell not to say. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that comes into play. That's why those experience. That's why every good attorney is over 65. You know what I'm saying? If you've got an attorney that's 65 to 71, that's a bulldog, you can trust that. He's seen 35 years of it. You're not going to surprise him. He'll get you a deal if you need one. You know what I'm saying? Like experience matters, man. And that's how and what we just talked about. You got companies like ESPN now who are willing to spend the money. I think they just hired, I can't remember what her name is, an Instagram girl. Like I don't mean that negative. Like she just is famous on Instagram, like some crazy number of followers, right? ESPN hired her. And they probably don't even really know in full like what she's going to do. She'll just react and comment, right, to her style. But what they're doing is buying the audience. That's what they're buying. Because audience is the most powerful thing in the world. And don't ever forget that as a consumer. You know, kind of throwing this on the other side, quote unquote. Don't ever forget that you have all the power in the world. You just have to collect it together. That's why that's what unions are. You know what I'm saying? That's why they work. Now, again, but yeah, like in your career, man, like respect the time where people might not know you because one day they will. And once that happens, you can't ever undo it. Most you're gonna be famous.
Honestly, that's what I appreciate about having my time right now with you. Just learning the ropes. I was never on camera before. I don't know what I'm doing on social media. Like none, no clue. I don't even have a logo for Stern Bets.
Yep.
No clue. Not what I'm interested in. I mean, obviously, I need to get it done at some point.
Hey, I'll give you 3 cardinal rules. Okay. Number one. All right. Your grandma, your grandpa were right. Don't talk about religion. Don't talk about politics. I'm serious. Stay out. Like if that's the road you're going and you're going to do it professionally, then of course talk about it, right? But that's another genie. Yeah. That's another. You let that out again. And again, I'm not saying you can't do it, but
hard to just comment once.
It's a non-win area, right? Yeah. I'm going to tell you why. It's a negative area. Number one, our brains pick up on negative content 10 times quicker than it does positive. And your brain makes that decision in 0.37 seconds. I'm not lying. When you think about it, when you're on Twitter or you're on YouTube, you're just scrolling, whatever, you're not even making the decision. Your brain's making the decision like a computer, right? That's why one of the most valuable things is on YouTube, they track every show of every piece of video that comes on there. If people click on the video before scrolling off, like in your feed, that's a huge boost. If you see Driving the Line videos, even if you've seen it before, click on it. I'm telling you, it's the biggest boost you could get, right? Because all YouTube is built, an algorithm is only built to feed what people want. Now, we might have questions on what people want. That happens, but you know what I'm saying? Like YouTube is like, no, you guys are making us money, because they take 25%. So the more you do, hell, well, I'll get out of your way. You know what I mean? Like YouTube's got pretty powerful. Anyways.
What's number 2? Give us number 2.
All right. So number 1, stay out of religion, stay out of politics.
Part A, part B.
Yep. Number 2, always be honest and be yourself. But it has to be both of those. Okay? Number 1, Be honest, especially when it's bad. I'm telling you, I've done this for years. And you know what? I say this all the time, and people don't know it till you go through it, that when you're on a really bad streak of bets, it's going to happen to anybody. Anybody, right? Dude, you get more support when you're going through a tough time, and it's actually more fun to kind of collectively together get out of it and then thank everybody for their right. But you have to be honest and transparent. Like, people want to pull. Like, you know what I mean? There's something about when it's negative, it gets people's attention. You know what I'm saying? So, but you have to be honest and be yourself. Because look, there are, I don't know, 300 million people on the planet. Billion, I don't know, what, 6 billion people, right?
Might be more than that now, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got enough of everybody else, man. What the world needs is you. You know? Think about it. Everybody at ESPN that they're trying to mold all their beat writers and stuff, trying to get any kind of money up, because ESPN definitely is not just giving you free money unless they can't create it. Then they go buy it. And you're one of those beat writers that's been doing that grinding for 3 years, and you look up, you're like, Pat, who? He got all, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's real, man. If you got an audience, dude, you can do just about whatever the hell you want. You know what I'm saying? People behind you. But anyway,
all right. Number 3. What's number 3?
That was it. That's just those two. Just stick to those two.
2 big ones.
They are. You're going to figure the rest out. And because everybody's path is different.
You really think I'll be famous one day?
I think you are. You got the face for it. You've already got nice foliage back there.
It'd be a lot of fun. I would like that, I think.
Yeah. Look, Little Al just said it. Nobody likes a liar. No one.
Yeah, for better or for worse. Just, yeah.
Look, I could put up with people who have the complete opposite take that I do. Fine. Like, great. You know what I'm saying? But, like, if people are coming at things like, yeah, like lying, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that everybody's the same in that. You're like, nope.
By the way, just so you know, just speaking of like disagreeing with you, I am still waiting for the time where I can challenge you on air to a showdown. I'm waiting for it. Just so you know, get the music queued up, whatever you need to do.
Do you want to do? Do you want to do one
I'm not going to do it until I'm confident. And when you say something, it makes me a hell of a lot less confident.
I'm just a dummy too. I mean, like, you want to do you want to do one tonight? We can do one football. We can do one baseball.
I almost did it on the Pirates over.
You want?
But I don't like the number 7. I would, if it was 8.5, I would have done the under. I personally did a parlay. That's what I like. I like the 8. I got the number at around 6.5. So there's not a lot of value on the 7. Yeah. So if it was 8.5, that's a 2-run edge. I would take that.
Yeah. See, like, that's why I like that even number of 7.
Yeah, 7's a great number. Great. 4 to 3 is a very.
I'm playing for a 3-3, bro. I'm playing for a 3-3 game.
Oh, I was just thinking about this the other day. If you go into overtime and you have the run line at +1.5, and the guy hits a homer to make it like lose by 2, what a bad beat. That's just a rough beat. And I'm only thinking about this because I had the run line on. I want to say
we lost the over the other day on Dansby Swanson missing first because a run scores and then it's 4-4. The over is 8.5. It's automatic. Somebody has to score.
Brutal.
So it's automatic. We're going to get 5-4.
Yeah.
Right? Like, baseball's crazy with some of those. Right?
No. AB is good for the money, Ron. It has nothing to do with that. By the way, I have done one showdown since coming on the show. It was with Ron, and I lost.
So you're due.
Sure. But I wouldn't take it today. I'm just so you know, I've been on the lookout. Just on, I'm not going to say anything unless I'm really, really more confident than not.
Right. No. I respect it. That
I don't mind that over 7 on the Pirates game. That's kind of where the number should be, I think.
Yeah. Big Scott, see, buddy. Yeah, like that's another rule. It kind of goes with number 2, but I would tell people all the time, do not force picks. You know what I mean? I was like, look, if the show is low on picks, I'll figure it out. Like, I don't mind putting a few more on my plate, right? But for the rest of you guys, like, don't, and I'm talking about like back at CBS, like Sportsline, all that, right? Early edge of like, do not force them.
You'll see that also on the. I mean,
Oh,
I'm not trying to blow shit on anyone, but you'll see picks that are made by people who don't necessarily believe in the pick, but they were asked to make a pick in a specific game. And I have started to learn not to follow those type of picks.
It's the worst. Like, and when you figure this out, you figured out at March Madness. Because people who are not known for because the world of college basketball is super deep. Guys like Matt Norlander, like guys like that, Mike McClure, they are so deep in numbers that there's no question that you're going to trip them up. It's going to take a second for the brain to process and let it fire. But you could hear the people who don't normally talk, and they suddenly know like everything about East Tennessee State, and you're like, oh no, you've been fed notes. Like
I will say, just Sia and Mike McClure are the two people who I trust almost implicitly with the information that they give out on air.
As you should.
They're rock solid. They're my examples of who I want to follow in this industry.
I can guarantee you from years of 2-3 times a day with both of them. They'll tell you, like Mike specifically will tell you, like, I don't have a play in this.
Yeah.
Great. Good. Like, and not that I'm like telling you, like,
Right. And he'll also tell you the edge.
He knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I love that. Like, don't force it. Because the worst thing is when you get 13 leans. Like,
there's Dusty. Come on, he has to have a comment on that.
Yeah, because because I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what that means to you. You know what I mean? Now we're talking percentages. Now, like a lot of times, that's why, like, you'll see on this show. You've probably seen it with yours. Like, I don't even list units, sizes, all that. Like, it's too much. Either we're in or we're out.
I have started to go towards that road.
If there's a parlay or some crazy play that we're like, hey, we're just gonna put a couple bucks.
Yeah. Also, like as an industry standard now, I put for my player props, and everyone should know this. If I bring a player prop on the show, I'm playing that at a half unit. For me, game totals and picks and sides are usually full units because that's what I'm playing, and I feel like inherently player props are less rock solid. I don't know how to say it. That's why I play them at a half unit. But I agree with you. And I was getting in trouble a few weeks back when I was trying to make leans on every game. And I ended up forcing picks and then messing around with it. And now that I'm back to just picking the spots that I like.
Pause. I want you to keep going. But what you just said is the real reason why sports books and casinos rake in money. It's because you keep going. Do you know what the most profitable business in a casino is?
Slots?
Penny slots. Go look every year or every month when the gaming commission, when the casino reports come out, they list the amount of money that was made, in the state of Nevada, right? By sport, table games, sports book, blah, blah, blah. Penny slots. And anybody that's familiar with the Vegas scene or just Las Vegas in general, they go because you keep going because you don't think about it. And that's why that strategy, and everybody's done it. It's absolutely like the worst way to go.
Simpsons had a great episode on when they legalized gambling, and then Marge Simpson just sits there by the slots. It's like, and then they go back to home, and Homer and the kids are like, "What's for dinner?" And he's like, "We better go get your mother. We haven't seen her in a week."
There are crazy stories about that. They're crazy stories.
I met a homeless guy in Vegas who lost everything playing slots. I don't know if it was slots specifically, to be fair, but I think it's pretty reasonable.
It usually is. Now, again, I'm not coming at any of that from a negative perspective. I was just saying.
Hey, so I met a bunch of people who were like, I make a quarter of my living playing slots. I don't know how, but.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to break that. Like, I couldn't break that down, right? That algorithm of what they got going. But yet, like, again, if you got it under control, you're making money, then shoot, make that money, do your thing. But yeah, it's the repetition because you don't think about it. It's just pennies, right? Those pennies add up. Same deal with that. Like, it's those games in the middle. If you went through and played half of the games every day, you'd probably do pretty damn good.
It's all about getting out.
That's the thing, is that
you think you can keep going.
It's baseball. You're going to rack up losses with it too. You know what I mean? Like, that's the hard part. Like, you're going to get wins for sure. Your quantities are actually just going to go up, like, on both sides, And then if you just happen to hit a tough stretch where runs just die, because that's, again, you talk about cardinal rules. The biggest cardinal rule in betting is, do you have the discipline to bet unders or fade? Right? Can you go against the grain? Because think about it. And this is a fact. Everything I'm telling you is a fact. The public bets overs and favorites. I mean, not that you guys don't know that, right? But it's those weeks, man, where everybody loses. Like, it's it's the discipline of it. We lost Stern on the discipline part. He's gone. He ran off. All right. We'll jump out of here. Let me get the picks up here one more time. I just realized that we just went an hour. Reds Pirates over 7 -115 for me. Big Sterno. Mariners -1.5. Pirates first inning money line -170, and then the Marlins money line -122. All right. We will be live normal time tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. But there we go, producer. Get it together. Yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern. But until then, everybody, all right, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. Fun night tonight. Let's get it. We'll see you in the morning. Peace. Who's got it better than us?